run Empress Feng Shui out of beautiful Southwest Michigan, which I guess you all did not know that Paw is a hotbed of Feng Shui right now. Take my word for it. Today what we are going to be talking about is how do we start the decluttering process. And so my hope for tonight, I have a couple of really big goals, okay? The first one is that you begin to really recognize what clutter is costing you on a regular basis. The second is that you understand what the parameters, the definition of clutter really is. Because most of us really, really struggle. We know that there's piles of stuff in our space, right? But when we start to take it apart and we start to pull it aside, we go, oh, but I need this. Oh, this is important. Oh, we can't get rid of that. Oh, and so we have to be able to look at something, to touch something, to immediately go, that is clutter, and be able to make a decision on it. That is my big goal for tonight, so that you are able to go home to say, that is clutter, make a decision, and decide whether you're going to keep it or not, okay? So what I'd like to do, to start out, I want you to close your eyes for me for 1 minute. Humor me. 1 minute. I want you to picture, if you could, your most cluttered space. Get an image, real clear. I want you to actually walk into that space, okay? See what is there. And now I want you to tell me, give me 1 or 2 words that describes how you feel in that space. Overwhelmed? You want to leave? Frustrated? Don't want to part with it? Helpless? Embarrassed? Defeated? Those are some pretty tough words, aren't they? Does that feel good? No. It's certainly not something that thrills our soul and rocks our world, right? Okay. I'm going to ask you a very serious question. And I don't want you to answer it yet. I just want you to keep it in the back of your mind as we go through this class, okay? Is that how you want to feel in your life? Embarrassed? Frustrated? Overwhelmed? Most of us say immediately, no, of course not, right? That's a silly question to even think about. But I have seen more people start the decluttering process and give up because changing the pattern is harder than doing it. And so I want to tell you right off the bat that clutter is the easiest way to sabotage your life. You want to slow things down, you want to get stuck in your life, you want to get stagnated and blocked and face obstacle after obstacle, continue with the clutter. And you won't change. Things will stay exactly as they are, except they'll get dustier. Okay? So that is an option for you. Okay? All right. Clutter costs us an awful lot. Can somebody tell me what clutter costs us? It costs us space. Absolutely. Don't you feel sometimes like it is actually encroaching on your very existence? Now, I would assume that for most of you who are here, the clutter problem is not out of control. Has anybody seen the television show Portage lately? Does that make you want to go home and clean your house right away? Oh my goodness, I can't believe people actually let themselves get on television like that. The sad thing is that is a reality for an awful lot of people. I actually started decluttering for people because I was going into their homes as a Feng Shui consultant. And they would say things to me like, well, Lori, I can't really worry about the placement right now because I just have so much stuff that I'm never going to be able to get the layout quite right. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? We can do this. And I'd go into the space and literally be walking through piles sideways. One of my very, very dear friends finally allowed me into her house after like 6 or 7 years. And the reason that she hadn't let me in before is because she looks like a perfectly normal person on the outside. But inside, it was a whole other ballgame. And she had those feelings of embarrassed and overwhelmed and didn't know where to start. Sometimes you just have to start, I think. And so hopefully we'll get you a little bit motivated and a little bit excited to do some things, okay? So it costs us space. There's no doubt about it. It also costs us a tremendous amount of time. Do you know that the average American spends about 6 hours a week looking for things? Looking for things. Looking for that bill that we forgot to pay, looking for that folder, looking for that slip of paper that we wrote the number on, looking for our cell phone or our keys or our glasses or our children. We are looking for things that we have lost in the clutter. It costs us a tremendous amount of time. It also costs us a tremendous amount of time because how many of you, quite honestly, have attempted to deal with the clutter in the past? Yep. And how many of you have spent a significant amount of time trying to handle it? I'm going to tell you right off, I am lazy. I am lazy. I like lazy boy recliners. I like sitting back with my feet up. And so the process that I use really is to do this much work and to see that much results. Because I think that if you start to see results right away, you're going to be motivated to continue the process. If I tell you what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to work every weekend for the next 6 months decluttering that garage before you start to see anything change. How many of you are up for that? I'm not. I don't want to spend my time in the garage. So the hope is that by the end of today, you'll have a plan of attack. That you'll be able to say, okay, I've spent enough time dealing with this. This is the way that we're going to proceed from here on out. It costs us space. It costs us time. What else does it cost us? Money! A tremendous amount of money. Because first of all, you have to buy the stuff somewhere. How many of you are my garage sailors? Guilty. We should set you all in a corner somewhere, right up here in the front, so that you really get the message. Garage sales are the antichrist of the Feng Shui world. They're bad. You never hold them. You don't visit them. You stay as far away from them as possible to maintain sanity and safety. It costs a tremendous amount of money. One time in Florida, I had a friend of mine who kind of tricked me. She played the guilt card for me. She said, Lori, I'd like you to come help me declutter my storage unit. As a general rule, I do not do storage units. Okay? Because in Florida, we have bugs that are big enough to carry away your children. And they like storage units because they're young. And they breed and multiply and get really, really, really mean. Not really my thing. But she said to me, she goes, don't you want me to do better in my life? Well, yes, I guess you do. And so I was driving over with her to the infamous storage unit, and I said to her, okay, so tell me what's in the storage unit. And she said, well, Lori, the thing is, I got the storage unit 5 years ago when I moved to Florida. And I said, are you telling me that you have not been to that storage unit in 5 years? And she said, oh, no, 4.5. Bad thing. So we finally get to the storage unit. She rolls up the big door, and she starts pulling things out. And I'm standing back on bug duty and, kind of seeing the things that are coming out. At the end of the day, and we did spend all day. You want to talk about time-consuming. All day. She saved one dresser out of the storage unit. We loaded it up in my Jeep and we took it to her house. And we connected it into her bedroom. The next morning she called me and she's like, well, Lori, the dresser is not a saver. And I was like, what are you talking about? You loved that dresser had to come home with you. I helped you carry that dresser. What do you mean the dresser is not a saver? She said, well, it smelled so bad. In the middle of the night, I had to drag it out to the lanai. She said, and so I've been scrubbing it and I bleached it. You don't bleach dressers, by the way. That's a bad thing. She bleached the dresser and it smelled so bad Goodwill wouldn't take it when she called them to come and get it. Okay? I tell you that to help you understand that she paid for this storage unit for 5 years. She paid $120 a month for 5 years. and got absolutely nothing to show for it. Now, how many of you are spending $120 a month on a storage unit that you've had for 5 years? Not very many. Are you feeling a little good about yourself right now? I don't have a storage unit. I'm not cluttered, right? I want you to think for a moment about your house. That space that you pay rent or mortgage on, okay? Every little square foot of that space costs you money every month. All you have to do is you take your mortgage, you divide it up by the square foot, and it will tell you exactly how much each square foot of your space costs you. And most of us, as we get older, we attempt to downsize, right? We attempt to downsize. In this economy, that's not happening quite so easily as it used to, but we attempt to downsize. And most of us do it after we realize that the space is not being used for anything but as a storage unit, right? So it costs us a tremendous amount of space, time, and money. It also costs you an awful lot of energy. How did it make you feel when I said close your eyes and think of that space? That wasn't a pleasant experience, was it? When you open up your closet in the morning and it looks like Walmart threw up in it, and you're standing there and you say, I have nothing to wear, does that feel great? It's a wonderful way to start the day, right? Of course not. How much energy have you already given to that stuff? An awful lot. The thing is, if I was to ask the average American on the street, what would you like more of in your life? Just give me a couple of things. You know what they're going to say? They're going to say time, money, and energy. That's what they're going to say. Those are three very, very important things. And if you don't hear anything else that I say tonight, I want you to hear this. I guarantee you, if you get rid of some of your clutter, you are going to have more time, energy, and what was the other one? Money! Y'all didn't forget the money one, right? It's a really, really big